In the heart of the vast and verdant Kingdom of Marania, nestled amidst emerald forests and azure rivers, there reigned a queen whose beauty was said to rival that of the celestial goddesses themselves. Queen Umar, with her ebony locks cascading like a silken waterfall down her graceful shoulders, and eyes that sparkled with the wisdom of ages, was the epitome of regal elegance and timeless allure. Her domain, the illustrious city of Aurorium, sprawled like a jewelled tapestry across the landscape, its towering spires and grandiose palaces standing as testaments to the opulence and grandeur of her rule. From the bustling markets teeming with merchants hawking exotic wares to the majestic gardens ablaze with a riot of colours, every corner of Aurorium pulsated with life and vitality under the benevolent gaze of its beloved queen. Yet, beneath the veneer of splendour and extravagance, a shadow loomed over the kingdom, a shadow born of unfulfilled dreams and shattered hopes. For Queen Umar, despite her exalted status and adoration of her subjects, harboured a silent longing within her heart, a longing for the pitter-patter of tiny feet and the laughter of children echoing through the halls of her palace. And so, when news spread like wildfire throughout the land that the queen was with child, the kingdom erupted in jubilant celebration. The air was alive with the melodic strains of music, the intoxicating aroma of exotic spices, and the joyous laughter of the populace as they eagerly awaited the arrival of the royal heir. But alas, destiny had a peculiar sense of humour, for when the fateful day arrived and Queen Umar was delivered of her offspring, the kingdom was greeted not with the cries of a single heir, but with the miraculous sight of 3 newborns cradled in the queen's loving embrace. It was a moment of unparalleled astonishment and wonder, for never before had the kingdom borne witness to such a prodigious event. Yet, as the initial shock subsided and the reality of the situation set in, murmurs of uncertainty and apprehension began to ripple through the court. For the children, though undoubtedly precious and cherished in the eyes of their mother, bore little resemblance to the queen's legendary beauty. Their features, though unique and endearing in their own right, lacked the ethereal grace and enchanting allure that had come to define their illustrious lineage. And thus, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden glow upon the sprawling city of Aurorium, Queen Umar stood upon the balcony of her palace, her heart heavy with a mingling of joy and trepidation. For though she revelled in the miracle of motherhood, she could not shake the gnawing sense of uncertainty that lingered within her soul, a sense that whispered of challenges yet to come and trials yet to be faced. In the hallowed halls of the royal palace, King Ikenga, once revered for his strength and wisdom, now found himself ensnared in the tendrils of silent despair. His heart, once filled with dreams of legacy and lineage, now weighed heavy with disappointment and disillusionment. With each passing day, the king retreated further into the shadows of his chambers, the weight of unfulfilled expectations pressing down upon him like a suffocating blanket. The once proud ruler, now consumed by his own inner turmoil, turned away from the tender cries of his offspring, his spirit adrift in a sea of silent anguish. Meanwhile, Queen Umar, resplendent in her grace and dignity, stood as a beacon of unwavering love amidst the tempest of palace politics and societal scrutiny. With each gentle touch and whispered lullaby, she nurtured her children with a love that knew no bounds, shielding them from the harsh realities of courtly intrigue and whispered gossip. As the days stretched into weeks and the weeks into months, the palace walls whispered with the murmurs of speculation and intrigue. Why did the king turn his back on his own flesh and blood? What secrets lay hidden within the labyrinthine corridors of power? The kingdom buzzed with rumours, each whispered conversation igniting the flames of curiosity and suspicion. Some whispered of a curse upon the royal bloodline, while others spoke of a dark conspiracy lurking in the shadows. Yet, amidst the swirling chaos of uncertainty, one truth remained constant: the unwavering devotion of a queen determined to shield her children from the storm that raged beyond the palace walls. As the sands of time continued their relentless march, the grand halls of the palace echoed with the jubilant cries of the kingdom's subjects, heralding the arrival of a long-awaited heir. The king's second wife, bedecked in silken robes and adorned with jewels that shimmered like stars in the night sky, cradled her newborn son with a mixture of pride and trepidation. Yet, as the infant prince lay nestled in his mother's arms, there was a curious air of humility that seemed to surround him, an intangible quality that set him apart from the grandeur and opulence of his surroundings. His features, though delicate and refined, bore none of the ostentatious pomp and circumstance that often accompanied royalty. Instead, they spoke of a simplicity and sincerity that transcended the trappings of his birthright. In this moment of revelation, the king stood upon the precipice of self-discovery, grappling with the weight of his own prejudices and misconceptions. With trembling hands and a heart heavy with remorse, he turned to his daughters, the forgotten treasures hidden away in the shadowy recesses of the palace, seeking redemption for the sins of his past. For too long, the king had allowed the spectre of pride and vanity to cloud his judgment, casting a pall of indifference over the lives of those who should have been the apple of his eye. Yet, as he beheld the innocent countenance of his newborn son, he realized the folly of his ways and the depths of his own humanity. With tears streaming down his weathered cheeks, the king reached out to his daughters, his voice trembling with emotion as he begged for their forgiveness. In that moment, amidst the gilded splendour of the palace, the bonds of family were forged anew as the king and his daughters embraced in a tender embrace, their hearts united by the unbreakable bonds of love and redemption. And so, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden glow upon the kingdom's sprawling landscape, a new chapter dawned in the annals of Marvania. For in the crucible of adversity, the king had found absolution, and the royal family stood united once more, bound by a love that transcended the constraints of time and space. In the hushed corridors of the palace, the echoes of forgiveness and redemption reverberated like a symphony of hope, weaving a tapestry of healing and renewal that stretched across the kingdom. The royal family, once fractured by the weight of their own insecurities and misgivings, now stood united in their shared journey of self-discovery and transformation. Together, they embarked on a quest to redefine the very essence of royalty, not as a symbol of power or privilege, but as a beacon of compassion and empathy that illuminated the darkest corners of the human heart. Through their actions and their words, they sought to inspire a generation to embrace the beauty that lay within each and every soul, regardless of outward appearances or societal expectations. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, the kingdom bore witness to a profound shift, a shift not in the balance of power, but in the collective consciousness of its people. No longer bound by the shackles of prejudice and judgment, they embraced a newfound sense of unity and acceptance, celebrating the inherent worth and dignity of every individual who called Marvania home. And amidst this sea of change, Queen Umar stood as a beacon of strength and resilience, her heart aglow with pride and gratitude. For in the end, it was not the grandeur of her palace or the splendour of her crown that defined her legacy, but the boundless love she shared with her children, a love that transcended time, space, and the fleeting whims of fate. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden hue upon the kingdom's sprawling landscape, Queen Umar raised her head high, her spirit soaring on the wings of hope and possibility. For in the end, it was not the trials they faced or the obstacles they overcame that defined their journey, but the unwavering belief in the transformative power of love, a belief that would echo through the annals of history, inspiring generations yet to come. And so, as the stars twinkled overhead, casting their gentle light upon the world below, the royal family stood united in their shared purpose, to illuminate the darkness with the light of compassion, and to forge a future where all were valued, cherished, and embraced for the beauty that lay within.